Hi, how are you guys doing? So it's time for another card pull. I kind of got very excited when I did the one last time, and I thought why not make it like a regular thing. So I pulled another card for you. This actually jumped out when I was shuffling the cards. It's the card of the High Priestess. Can you see the card? Yeah. So this is ideally the third card in the major arcana. It is technically the second card. We don't like the Fool is the zero card, but it is the third card in the major arcana. And I really love the High Priestess. I really love the vibe that this card usually brings. And so like you can interpret the card in many ways, but this is how I look at the card today. So anytime that I get the High Priestess, for me this card is always about wisdom. It's about intuition mostly. It's like you have all the answers within you, and sorry about that, you have all the answers within you, and sometimes due to fear, self-doubt, we don't always look within to get the answers because we feel like we don't know any better. Sometimes we kind of look for external validation, or if not validation, like some answers outside. Like we look at people who've done things or who have been in like a similar situation, and we kind of try to look at what they have done and how they reached where they essentially reached, and we try to like take in what they do. We obviously take in a lot of opinions from other people, and we try to make it our own. We convince ourselves that probably they know better. But I feel every time I get this card, it talks a lot about resistance for me. Like I'm resisting something. Like I'm supposed to pay attention to something that I already know or I already feel, and I'm not really doing that. So I feel like the High Priestess, and I love the vibe that the High Priestess gives, because she doesn't look frightened. She looks calm, even though she is like there's a black and white imagery. If you can see the curtains, it's black and white. So the High Priestess usually has a black and white element, and that is, for me, it's not about right and wrong or positive, negative, but it's about what feels right to you. And every reader reads it in a different way. Every reader intuitively reads it in whatever way they feel comfortable. For me, this is how I look at it. I find this card to be extremely powerful, and it's kind of a reminder that you are that powerful and you know better because you've had like experience, and you have that kind of wisdom within you. And I think the moon here, it's a representation of how maybe you need to look a little beyond what is just visible in front of you. Like it may not exactly be think outside the box, but something that you already know, and something that you need to like pay attention to a little more, like probably focus on how you are looking at things. I feel like the moon, the light of the moon, I think it feels like, where is your light shining? Like how are you looking at things? And maybe it's like a reminder that you need to give yourself a little credit for being wise. And I think it also talks about experiences in a way, like intuition and experiences in a way. Like I feel like as humans we make a lot of mistakes. I have a lot of patterns that I repeat, and sometimes so for me, whenever this card comes, it usually comes when I am being impulsive, or when I'm being impatient, or I'm panicking. So I am impulsive as a person. I'm working on it, but yes, I am impulsive as a person, and that kind of leads to a lot of overthinking. that leads to a lot of impatience too. And every time that I get this card, I just look at the way she's seated, and it's like she's very confident, not because she knows it all, but because she knows that she's dealt with something like this. She knows that she has the answers, and all she needs to do is just pay attention to what she's thinking and what she's feeling. And I feel like that kind of intuition is important to recognize, and like especially for people who panic easily. I think this card always makes me, it kind of always reminds me that I just need to like take a step back, and instead of reacting or responding, I need to look at what I already know and what am I resisting right now. It could be in any situation. Sometimes we attract a lot of what we don't necessarily want because we resist what we want. And I feel somewhere, because we resist what we want, we're afraid of it, we also start panicking, we worry, we feel uncertainty kind of takes over. And like if you just look at this card, like the way she's seated and the way she looks very confident. She knows that she's made it till here, she'll make it ahead, and she appreciates her wisdom. And I think somewhere that's how I look at it. Like, you need to appreciate what you know and what you feel is right for you. So that's how I feel this card gives a message. I don't know where you are in your life right now, but if this card has come to you, if you are watching this and if you resonate with what I'm saying, then maybe you need to pause for like a minute and check with yourself about what are you resisting. Like, if you can take a journal out, or if you can meditate on it, probably ask yourself, what is your intuition trying to tell you? Like, what are you resisting? What is your intuition trying to tell you? How can you look beyond what you already know, and where are you looking for these answers? And in whatever answers you are getting, in what way do they really make sense to you, or in what way can you apply it in your life? I feel it's necessary to kind of stop and ask yourself these things, because sometimes we do get swayed when we're really looking for answers and we don't get it. So yeah, I hope this card, this message serves as a reminder that you have the answers within you, you are wise, and what you really need to do is like pause. You can take external help. I am a therapist and I do read cards, so I understand the value of external help, and there's nothing wrong in that. But I feel like even when you are taking external help, what are you hoping to get out of it? Like, what are you really intending to understand about yourself? I think that is something only you can figure it out. So I think that is something you need to understand, and that is something that helps, that comes with tapping into your own intuition. So I hope this card kind of helps to remind you of that. So yeah, well, the deck I'm using for this is the Fountain Tarot, and it's a really beautiful deck. Like, I really love the artwork in this deck. It's very contemporary and it's very subtle, and the colors are pretty like muted, and I feel like they give this very powerful vibe. So I really like the cards, and every time I get the High Priestess, I kind of get very excited, because then I'm like, okay, so I have to like think about what I already know, because I think I am wise, I'm not stupid, like I have answers within me. and I need to like see how I can get these answers. So I feel we understand, we get awareness by either experience or knowledge. So you need to tap into either one of these and see how, what works for you, and what can help you in your situation, how you can get clarity, and how you can kind of build on this intuition. So yeah, I hope this helps you in some way. Thank you so much for very patiently listening and watching this, and do let me know how you feel about this. If you've taken the time to journal or meditate on this, how did you feel? What answers did you get? I'd really like to know. You can DM me, you can comment, you can email me, whatever works for you. And yeah, I will do this again very soon. Thank you so much for staying till the end of this. And yeah, I hope the High Priestess stays with you. Once again, I want to show you the cards. You can connect with the card. So yeah, this is the card. So I hope she stays with you and reminds you that you have all the answers within you. So thank you so much. I will, yeah, I'll talk to you soon.